We are here with Joe DiTullio.
DiTullio.
That's right. Anyway, yeah, man. Thanks for being on the show. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, man. All right, cool. So I know you from, let's see, I had John Fay on.
Yeah.
I forget how many episodes ago, but he was on here a little while ago. And I know you guys work together at least every now and then, or quite a bit. Like, how often do you and John work together?
I would say that he is my main musical collaborator.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, so we do a lot of stuff together. We've done stuff for a long time, but especially post-COVID, we've really ramped up the work that we do and the projects that we're both involved in.
Okay, cool. What have you, just refresh my listeners' memory, what have you guys worked on together?
So most recently, John released his memoir. And he also did that as an audiobook. I did the recording of the audiobook for him with him.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Yeah, I produced that, recorded that, and then did the musical interludes in between. Before that, I was part of John Fay and those Meddling Kids.
Right.
So there's a couple records I played on back then.
Very cool.
And then some of his newer stuff I've played on as well. Some of his digital releases I've played guitar on. And I'm involved with all his new recordings as well. So
awesome.
Nowadays, pretty much anything I can get my hands on, anything that I'm available for, we tend to collaborate on.
Awesome. Yeah, I noticed that you do work with quite a few people, as far as, I guess, you kind of help them record, and maybe you produce and play on their stuff as well. I think most recently you worked with Shay Arthur, right?
Yeah. We're doing a whole album together. We're doing like a 10-song or 12-song record together, where he's coming in as he has all the source material. So he's got the songs as he plays them live, guitar and voice. And we're taking them and growing them into these full band productions.
Right.
And so we're going through a song at a time, and I'm helping him through that whole process.
That's awesome. I love it. Yeah, I heard Morning Celine, and I heard the finished product of that. That sounds great.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, man. Hell of a job. Awesome. Did you play kind of like lead guitar on that? I was just curious.
Yeah. Okay. So Shay played the main acoustic guitar that's in the middle, and then he sang, and then I did all
everything
the other
else.
stuff. Yeah.
So drums,
bass, electric guitar, some acoustic guitar layers.
Okay, cool.
There's a lot of slide guitar on that. And funny story, actually, with that song, we weren't sure what we wanted it to sound like. He had mentioned that he liked slide guitar. So we started to put some slide on it. And I did 2 tracks for him and nestled them both in. And he's like, well, I don't really know if I'm feeling it. I said, okay. I tried something else. I tried a different flavor, different spin. He's like, I like this. I don't really know. I'm not sure. And so what I ended up doing is I put all 4 tracks in at the same time.
Okay.
And he was like, there it is.
Really?
That's what it was. So it ended up working out that we just threw everything at the wall and it stuck.
That's fantastic. Yeah, I mean, you would think that it might become like too busy or too muddled or whatever, like just too busy. But I guess it worked, right?
Yeah, that's the trick with recording parts, especially in the studio. And as a guitar player, knowing what to play and what not to play, so that if I am doing multiple takes or multiple tracks of a song, I'm not just doing 4 layers of the same thing.
Okay. Yep.
I kind of put on a different hat each time I pick up the instrument.
Oh, cool.
And do something a little bit different, so it sounds like a bunch of people jamming together.
That's great. That's awesome. And where are you recording? In your home, or do you have like a separate studio?
No, it's
everything's
at
your
my
house.
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. And then who else have you, if you don't mind dropping some names, who else have you helped record or worked with?
Yeah. So again, I've worked a lot with John, Shay. I do stuff with Rondi Silvestro and Studio 4.
Okay. Yep.
So we collaborate on a lot of projects together, and a lot of artists that come through there.
Sure.
Wow. Now my Rolodex is escaping me. It's great. A lot of Shay is the creator of this thing called the OAC, the
Yeah.
Original Artist Circuit.
Yep,
And
yep.
so I've been getting a couple of those guys
Oh,
in
that's
because
awesome.
there are a lot
Yeah.
of some of them are newer, some of them
Mhm.
don't have anything recorded.
Yep.
So Mike Daggs, I've been in the
Okay.
studio with
Yep,
him.
yeah, he
Michael
was on here.
Songs, I
All
did.
those guys were part of this podcast.
Yeah, yeah. So I did a whole record with Michael Songs. I've
Oh, that's
done
great.
some video
Yep.
with Michael Songs as well.
Okay.
And that kind of branches me off into some other things. I did some video work with Aaron Fox.
Okay.
Aaron Fox and John have a single together called "Swing and a Miss."
Yeah, yeah, we talked about that when he was on. It's all about like the Bad News Bears type stuff.
Yeah,
The video.
yeah.
The video was
So
all Bad News Bears themed.
yeah,
Yeah, it was
it's
super cool.
fun. Yeah, so I did that video with him,
Yep.
Leah Menaker and
Mhm.
Emily Drinker.
Okay, yeah.
So a lot of the artists in like the greater Philly scene,
Yep.
I've done some sort of stuff with. Back in the early days of my recording, I did a couple records for Soraya.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Like
Nice.
there's a Christmas album floating around on the internet somewhere.
Okay.
And there's CDs, I think. And there was a handful of those
Mhm.
artists, Corey James from High Leaf and Plantation.
Yep.
There's a couple of people that I brought in
That's cool.
to my my parents' house at the time.
Okay, yeah.
And I tracked a couple records there.
Very cool.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Okay, so not only are you helping kind of like record or maybe produce and play, do you have your own, like, what are you currently working on now for like your own music? What do you got going on for your own stuff?
Yeah, yeah. I'm actually in the middle of putting together a collection of songs. I'm not sure whether that's an album, whether it's 2 EPs or it's a bunch of singles, but in my mind right now they all kind of live in the same universe.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm calling it Letters from a Time Traveler.
Oh, cool.
Yeah,
Nice.
and the reason I call it that is because when I write music, sometimes I think I know what it's about, but then I will play it in the right context years later, and I really realize, oh, this is what I was getting out of me the whole time.
Right,
I've taken that to where I write songs now knowing that that's going to happen down the line.
Oh, cool. Yep.
And so I'm kind of calling it Letters from a Time Traveler, and it's part of it's a good time in my life. A lot of things are congealing. I'm doing more studio work, and I'm finding more time to work on my own art. I hadn't put out a song in a long time. I had a record that came out in 2018.
Okay.
And then I didn't put anything out officially until last year.
Oh, wow.
When I released Unhappy People.
Okay.
And so now we're a year later from that. I just put out a single a few weeks ago.
Yep.
And I kind of have that momentum now where I'm like, now I'm letting everything out.
Nice.
Letting it all loose.
That's awesome. I love it. Fantastic. Is it all just under your name, or do you have like a band or anything like that?
Not a band per se. I'm going under Joey, but it's Joe. J.O.E. It's a spin-off of my name. I didn't want to just do Joey DiTullio. I wanted to have a little bit of separation from it. And so I kind of created this intentional space for the songs to live in.
Nice, nice. Now I know you said you're not sure if it's like 2 EPs or a full album or a bunch of singles. What are your thoughts on that? on releasing an album in today's day and age, or just a bunch of singles? I mean, I'm in the process of recording, I want to say album, but it looks like it might just turn out to be a whole bunch of singles, and then maybe after they're all out, I'll throw them into like one album. You know what I mean? I don't know what to do in today's day and age. I'm older than you. I grew up in a time where we were buying cassettes and LPs and then CDs. So I don't know what to do in this like digital age. What do you think is the best approach for someone like myself, or even like Shay? I know he's got a vision of an album.
Yeah.
But like somebody putting stuff out now, what should the approach be? Assuming they don't have much of a following. Like I don't have much of a following.
Right, right. I think it depends on your goal as a musician or an artist.
Yeah.
And I think you can attack it in so many different ways, which is a blessing and a curse of the landscape of music. You know, if you're just making music to make music, you do it however you want.
Sure.
If you're really trying to grow something, there's a strong argument for the singles thing. That way you can have a steady stream of content.
Right. I hate that word.
To put out. Yeah. Yeah.
But we're all living it. Yeah.
It's a tough thing to straddle. If you have a message in your mind, a homogenous thing that you want to put out, I think there's definitely an audience for it.
Okay.
And that's the great thing about the internet is that it's so diverse that there is something for everybody. If you just put it out into the world how it makes you feel the best, it's going to resonate with somebody, however you do it.
Right. Yep.
So I'm not sure. Right now I'm kind of doing the singles thing, like you said, and then like maybe if I go the hardware route and I make a CD or a vinyl or something, then I can put them all on something. It can be more official.
Yeah.
But people kind of search up the song they want to listen to in the moment anyways.
Right,
So
exactly.
it's tough.
It's true. I mean, even myself, even growing up back in like the 80s and 90s and buying physical copies, I still rarely download a whole album nowadays. You know what I mean? I mean, unless it's like somebody, like I'm a huge fan of John Mayer. So of course, if he puts out an album, I'm going to download that whole thing because I know I'm going to listen to it.
Yeah.
But if it's somebody that I'm just kind of like a little bit of a fan of, I'll just kind of seek out songs and I'll skip through or I'll look at their most popular songs. So I'm dabbling in all their singles basically.
Yeah, I think it's just the nature of the world that we live in. We have so much access to the music, whereas before I didn't experience this as much myself, but back in the time where streaming wasn't prevalent or even existed at all, you got what you got. You listened to it on the radio, and if you wanted it, you had to go buy it, which made you listen to the whole thing, and you were able to have more of a slow burn appreciation for the art. Whereas now, you don't even have to do it with TV. You can pause live TV if you want. It's a whole different. It's weird out here. It's weird.
It is. The one thing I miss, and you're probably too young to, and I don't mean like I'm not doing the ageism thing.
No.
I don't mean to insult you. I apologize if I do. The one of my favorite things of back in the day when having to buy physical copies is there'd be a bonus track that wasn't listed at all.
Yeah.
It doesn't have a title. It's not on the back of the cover, nothing. And you think that the tape or the cassette, the CD, the LP, you think it's over, and then all of a sudden another song comes on and you're like, what is this?
Yeah. You get that like Alanis Morissette record where like you listen through 6 minutes of silence.
Right.
And then it's like her in a bathroom playing like the solo version of a song.
Right. Yeah.
Now you go on Spotify and you see a 14-minute 40-second track.
Right. Yep. You know it's coming.
Yeah. It takes the allure out of it.
Yeah, for sure. All right, cool. Let's talk a little bit about kind of like your journey now, right? Like where did it all start for you? And I sometimes I ramble when I ask these questions. I make them more multiple choice than open-ended, right? Instrument, when did that start? Like which instrument? Was it guitar? Did you start on something else? Were you a band geek? Like where did it all kind of start for you, Joe?
I think one of the earliest musical memories I have that made me want to be a participant rather than a spectator is, I guess it's twofold. Seeing my dad in our like office computer area growing up, jamming out to Aerosmith or Eric Johnson, and he's like playing air guitar on a yardstick.
Okay.
I remember him just ripping the yardstick, and I'm like,
nice.
Oh my God, that's really cool.
Yeah.
The other thing is my mom would listen to a lot of Beatles in the car.
Oh, nice.
And so you can sing before you have any sort of hand-eye coordination. And so we used to sing Beatles songs in the car together.
Nice.
So that's where I got the itch for it. And I got my first guitar, I think it was 10. I got it for Christmas one year, and it was really just that. I had thought about it. I had the inkling. I got the guitar. I was over the moon. Never put it down.
Yep.
I just played until my fingers bled and waited till they stopped and did it again.
Did you ask for it? Like, did you say like, Mom and Dad, I want a guitar?
Yeah. I was like, oh, I think it might be cool to play. Like maybe I want to try that.
Yeah. Was it electric or acoustic?
Acoustic. Yeah. It was acoustic. It was my first like 3/4 scale instrument.
Yep.
And then when I took lessons for a brief stint of time there, and my parents were like, "You're not playing electric guitar until you have a year of lessons
Okay.
on acoustic.
Yep.
Like, build up the foundation, the strength,
Yep.
the dexterity there, because then when you get on an electric guitar, you're gonna fly."
Right. Yep.
And which is what happened, and
That's
I'm
awesome.
really thankful for that.
That's fantastic. I love it. Any other instruments, or is guitar it?
No, I
Well,
play.
that's a silly question because you played all the other instruments on Shay's
on
CD.
Shay's
Sorry.
record. No, all the standard like pop record instruments. So guitar, bass, drums, piano, which depending on how you play, you can play organ if you lean a certain way.
Yeah,
and
sure.
I can play, uke and banjo.
Oh,
and,
wow. Okay.
a lot of the stringed instruments. What I don't play is like the brass or the wind.
Okay.
The woodwind instruments, sort of the orchestral
Gotcha. Yeah.
area.
Yeah.
I don't have those. I don't play sax. I don't play cello.
Right.
But all the like rock pop band instruments I have a handle on.
Did you just pick those up over time? It was like, oh, I think I want to learn how to play piano now, or how did that stuff come about?
I think it started as kind of not out of necessity, but that's the only word I can think of at the moment. I wanted to make records. I wanted to write songs, and I wanted to make records.
Yep.
And so when I would write a song, or my early days of songwriting, I would hear the whole thing.
Oh, okay.
I just couldn't do it.
Right.
So I'm like, I need to know how to do this so I can have more control over the things that I am thinking about.
Right.
And so once I had that handled, it's like, okay, I want to make records. And you can't always get into a studio, whether it's time or budget or whatever. And I want to make records. So I need to learn how to do the stuff I'm hearing.
Okay, cool.
So,
that's awesome. I love that. Original music versus cover music, right? Have you always been an original? And I'm not trying to start a controversy.
No.
Because everybody knows me as the cover guy, right?
Yeah.
So anyway, like, did you start playing covers, or did you always want to just write your own stuff?
Trying to think back. When I first started learning how to play music, it was, hey, learn this song.
Right.
Learn your Dust in the Wind and your Stairway to Heaven and Blackbird and those kind of things.
Yep.
But once I got a handle of the instrument, I started writing immediately. And it wasn't I want to be a songwriter. I want to write songs. I got some level of proficiency on the instrument, and these thoughts and feelings just like came up.
Okay, nice.
And I thought, well, this is what a song is.
Right.
So I'm going to do that. So I've always had the pull to do original music. Playing covers is fun. I enjoy it, but it's not why I started playing.
Okay, gosh. Yeah, see, I started playing because I wanted to be, Angus Young from AC/DC. Like I when I first got serious about guitar, I got an electric guitar when I was 14, and all I wanted to do was play AC/DC Metallica riffs.
Yeah.
So that's all I did, you know? So I've always been like the cover guy.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I've occasionally written songs like in the past. My first real song, and it's actually the first song I ever released, literally took me 10 years to write.
Wow.
I started writing it after my dad passed away, and then there was something that I could not. It was never finished. I couldn't figure out what the deal was. I didn't really have the knowledge, because I was always a cover guy.
Sure.
I never really had the knowledge to finish it. And then once I learned a little bit more about my instrument and musical theory and all that stuff, not that I'm an expert, but once I learned more, I was like, wait, what if I do this? And I put a bridge in it. And once I put the bridge in the song, I'm like, it's done. It's finally done.
Oh, that's great, man. That's fantastic. I love it.
Yeah. So it took me a long time to venture into the world of original music for sure.
Yeah, it's interesting. It took me a while to really go into the cover world. I started a lot of times you start going out and playing cover gigs, and it's like, oh, it's it's good money, or it's easy money, and I can go and I'm playing music and I'm getting paid, and it's like, great. This is for lack of a better term, paying off.
Right.
I'm putting effort
intended.
Right. I'm putting effort into something, and I'm still getting something back. Whereas the first thing that I did musically that was giving me a payoff was making records for people.
Okay.
I started recording very early out of my parents' house.
Yeah.
And once I had that skill set, there were people in the local Philly scene, again, that weren't able to go into the hottest studio at the
Right, sure.
time,
Yep.
and I was just a kid, so I said, "Hey,
Mhm.
I will charge you dirt cheap
Right, right.
so that I can learn how to do it.
Mhm.
It might
That's
not
cool.
be exactly what you want,
Right, right.
but you'll have something."
Right,
And it's
exactly.
more than, like, maybe they were able to do.
Yeah, that's
And
great.
then it started to turn out
Yep.
really good,
That's
so
awesome. I
I
love
kept
it.
doing it.
Yeah, that's great. What kind of equipment did you start off with then when you started doing that? Was it like GarageBand or what were you do you remember?
I do remember,
Yeah.
and so I had a Roland VS-2480,
Okay.
which is one of the first, if not the first, all-in-one machine for recording. It
Okay.
came out in the '90s,
Mhm.
in some I forget what year it came out, but it was before I was born, I think,
Mhm.
and it's this big, bulky box, and it has a fader bank on it and a teeny tiny little screen in the top right corner that's like it kind of looks like a the early digital clocks,
Okay. Yep.
and it's got all this crap on it, and it had hard drives in the back, like the
Okay.
old HDD hard drives.
Oh, okay.
And so you would put the disc in
Yep.
there,
Yep.
and you would be able to record on this little thing, and it had a jog wheel, and it had play, sort of like a tape deck,
Okay.
but it was this all-in-one digital recording
Right. And
format.
it would put it on like a disc.
And it will
Like a
no, it had a separate attachment. You
Okay.
could attach a CD burner to
Oh,
it,
okay. Gotcha.
but it had
Right.
it on these hard drives,
Okay. Yep.
and, that's what I started on, so I didn't have any plugins,
Mhm.
I didn't have anything. There were 2 effects slots on
Okay.
it,
Yep.
and you could only use, like, 2 tracks. You could have a compressor or a
Mhm.
reverb, like, you could only
Right.
pick. You were very limited on what you could do. But you could do automation on it.
Okay.
So
Oh,
if you
okay.
had recorded your tracks
Mhm.
and then you wanted to go through and like bump up the vocal on a
Right.
certain line,
Yep.
you could play through the song and write your automation on the
Oh,
faders,
that's
which was
awesome.
really cool.
Yeah, that's cool.
But
I
that's
just learned how to do that on GarageBand not too long ago. So
but that's the first thing I learned on. I didn't
yeah.
get a laptop with Logic on it until I was 19 or 20.
Okay.
But
Yep.
I rocked that
That's amazing.
VS-2480,
Yeah.
dude, for the
How
longest
many
time.
tracks could you record on that?
24.
24 tracks.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
gotcha.
yeah, I think that
Hence
was
the
the max.
24. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Gotcha.
but
That's
just
cool.
such a cool, like, archaic piece of
Yeah.
equipment
Yeah.
now,
Mhm.
especially compared to the stuff that I do have.
Right,
It's
right.
just it's interesting. A lot of people, especially a lot of people my age, they'll start with a MacBook that they have
Right. Yep.
Pro Tools, or they have
Yep.
Logic or whatever on it, and
Yep.
I kinda started not old school, but sorta, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, you're right there on like the border of like, old school versus modern
It was
technology for
very
sure.
early digital. It
Yep,
was very
yep.
early
That's
digital,
really
so
cool. I love that. Um, let's talk a little bit about like influences, right? And it could be influences across the spectrum, right? Like either like engineering influences or guitar influences or just music in general. What do you got?
Well, like I said a little earlier, some of the earliest music I remember listening to is the Beatles.
Mhm.
It's the Beatles, and then Cliffs of Dover
Yeah,
and
man. That
Eruption.
the Cliffs of Dover blew my mind when that song came out. I was like, "What?
Yeah,
What?"
there's 2
The
there's
string skipping just blew
oh
my
my
mind.
he when you think about Eric Johnson's playing
Mhm.
and you look at a lot of modern guitar players,
Yep.
they are so heavily influenced by his style of playing.
Mhm.
Joe Bonamassa, even
Yeah.
for one,
Yep.
is heavily influenced by Eric Johnson, and a
Yep.
lot of these sort of mathy guitar
Mhm.
player types,
Yep.
they pull from that like triad string skipping
Mhm.
thing that he
Yep.
does. He was so far ahead.
Yeah, for sure.
Um, but I would say when I started writing so early that I didn't have that, like, I want to be Angus Young, so I'm going to
Okay.
listen to the records and study the thing.
Right.
I
Yep.
kind of found my own sound early and then dove into inspiration later.
Mhm.
But Angus is one of them for guitar, and
Okay.
another one is Paul Kossoff from
I don't think I
Free.
know him. I know the name of the band, but I don't know
Yeah,
I don't
so
know his
it
name.
was before Bad Company.
Oh, okay. Yep.
It was free.
Gotcha.
And
Yep.
he's the guitar player in that band.
Yep.
All Right Now is
Oh, okay.
free.
All right.
So that band.
Yep.
I took a lot of inspiration from Paul and his guitar playing, his tone. You know, it was distorted, but not too much. And he did a lot of open phrasing, a lot of big chords because it was a 3-piece. So he had to fill a lot of space.
Okay, sure.
So I took a lot of inspiration from him as well.
Mm-hmm.
And then for recording, again, I didn't have a ton of direct influence. I did a lot of it. I was just in the thick of it.
Okay.
I got started so early that I figured the best way to learn was to do.
Right, sure.
And
Yep.
that's what I did. And it got me proficient enough to where I don't want to step away to go learn about something. I just want to keep doing.
I hear you. That's great.
So it's sort of a unique position. I mean, there's a lot of people that I appreciate and study now, but early on I didn't have a ton of direct musical influence.
Did you make any, and this is a silly question, but did you make any like kind of major mistakes when you were first starting off trying to record like a band or an artist? You'd be like, oh, wait, I forgot to hit record or something stupid like that.
There were a couple times early on where it was like the take, and I didn't hit record. I just said hit play. There was one time where the Roland, because I'm working with hard disk drives, there was one time where the disk failed on me, and I lost 40 gigs worth of stuff, which was a ton back then because you didn't have so much processing. So 40 gigs of data then was a lot more music than 40 gigs now.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, I have some sound libraries that are close to a terabyte.
Right. That's
so I remember losing the hard drive like bricked, and I spent like weeks learning, trying to defrag it or recover some of the information from it.
Yep.
But a lot of the sucking I did on my own. So
oh, okay, like your own kind of projects. You would maybe like stumble through and then figure it out for when it was time to bring somebody in.
Yeah, because I'm not sure if you know this, but I started doing music full time when I was 14.
Oh, wow.
So I actually stopped going to high school.
Oh, really? No, I didn't know that.
Time.
I had no idea.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Yeah. So
and your parents were on board with that?
Well, not at first, no. So we'll go back to when I first got that guitar for Christmas. Got the guitar, became obsessed, played it all the time, got lessons, took some lessons, and I almost immediately got out into the scene.
Okay.
I started going through puberty, as a young man does.
Yep.
And you get those voice cracks.
Oh, yeah. Well, you're too young to remember the Brady Bunch episode, but go ahead.
Fair enough.
They had a song called It's Time to Change.
Yeah.
And Peter was going through puberty and his voice was cracking, and they actually used it in the studio.
Oh, wow. So my voice was changing, and I wasn't able to sing, you know, Hailstorm or Led Zeppelin. I wasn't able to do the things that I was doing at the time, and I got really nervous about it. And I sought out a vocal coach.
Okay.
And who was that vocal coach but John Fay?
Oh, cool. That's how you guys met?
That's how we met.
Okay,
yeah, I did a couple vocal lessons, and he brought me into South Philly for the Dobbs open mic back in the day.
Yeah, man.
So that started me, again, 13 maybe. 12, 13, wow. I started getting involved with that sort of thing. And I knew at that moment that music was the thing for me.
That's great.
I immediately was like, I found it.
Yeah.
So I asked my parents every single day, all through the school year, all through the summer, every day for 2 years, can I quit school? Can I quit school? Can I quit school?
And you were like a freshman at that age, right?
Well,
8th grade freshman?
I was 7th grade when I started asking.
Holy crap.
No. You know, you're gonna grow out of it or whatever. Like, you know, they likened it to getting a tattoo. Like, if you still have this idea a couple years from now,
right,
then you'll know you'll really want it.
Yep.
No. 8th grade. No. 9th grade. No. Summer starts rolling around, and they're like, really? And I said, yeah, really. And they said, okay, sit down. So I sat down with my parents, and like, so you want to quit going to school? You want to do music? Yeah. Why? And I started telling them that this, was my calling and I'm getting better at it and I'm starting to work already and starting to earn money. And they made me aware of all of the things that I was going to miss.
Oh, okay.
So, look, if you do this, you're not going to have the normal childhood. You might lose some of your friends. You might lose all of your friends.
Right.
They're not going to understand the path you're taking.
Sure.
They might call you a loser.
Right.
You're not going to do your proms. You're not going to go on class trips. You're not going to do, your senior trip or all of those things. You're not going to have the college experience. They laid out the whole 10 years ahead of like, you need to be sure this is not a decision you take lightly.
Right, for sure.
The other thing that they said was you have to be self-motivating because in school, if you do bad on a test, your teachers come and talk to you about it.
Right.
If you're being a disruption, you get in trouble. You get sent to the principal's office, guidance counselor, like you're held accountable for those things. If you're not in school and you're just at home, no one's there to, no one's going to snap you back in line. You're not going to get fired from your job because you don't have one. You're just at home.
Right. Yep.
So, and I'll never forget this. They said, if you're not on your stuff, you won't notice the change. But one day you'll just wake up and you'll be a loser.
That's amazing.
You got to make sure that doesn't happen because nobody's going to keep you on the straight and narrow. You got to do it.
Right. And your parents, to a certain extent, they're not going to do it because it's your decision, right? It's not like they're going to become your managers or your warden, so to speak, and be like, it's time to get out of bed and go to practice. Like they're not going to do that.
Well, yeah. And, and they're, my mom was an ICU nurse. So she was working and she worked nights. So she was asleep all during the day. And then she was working at night. And so now my parents are the most supportive people I've ever known.
Certainly sounds like
so
it.
They did help me, but the whole point was they're also not going to help me forever.
Yeah, they're not going to do it for you.
Yeah, basically. I need to learn the skill of being self-motivated. And so they made that abundantly clear.
That's
and
amazing.
I was like, yes, I'm good.
Yep.
And at the end of the conversation, they were like, okay.
Crazy.
And they signed me out.
That's awesome.
And they signed me out. So
that's awesome.
Yeah.
I got mad respect for your parents, dude. Because I had not even a similar conversation, but it reminded me of a conversation I had with my mom. I hope she doesn't ever hear these episodes because I've told this story a couple times. I was like 14 and obsessed with the guitar, like obsessed. And maybe a little older, maybe I was like 16. And my mom was just kind of like, well, what do you like? It was like, what are you going to do with your life? Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't really know, but I feel like it has something to do with my guitar and music. Like, I don't know though. Like I want to figure it out. And my mom looked me dead in the face and was like, you're not good enough to make money playing music. And that like crushed my spirit forever.
Oh my God, dude.
Forever. You know? Yeah, it was brutal.
I don't mean to laugh. That's horrible.
No, it was awful. It was absolutely awful. And, but I get it, right? My mom is a high school dropout. She wanted better for me, right?
Yeah.
She, to her credit, as harsh as it was, she did the best she could. I mean, I was a product of teenage pregnancy, right? She was young when she had me. And like, she just wanted better. And she saw that I was like a smart kid. So she was like, no, you're smart. You're going to college. I don't know how we're going to pay for it, but you're going to college. And I ended up taking out loans and all that stuff. So, so I did that because my mom was just like, absolutely not. Like, music is not happening for you,
Wow.
But yeah, and I'm not saying it was the right thing to do. I'm not saying it was the wrong thing to do. I feel like obviously she could have crushed my dreams a little nicer.
Sure.
But it is what it is. And eventually I've had this conversation, similar conversations on past episodes where, yes, that fire was pretty much put out for me at that moment, but it never leaves you. It always finds its way back somehow. So like 20 years, 30 years later, I started playing again, and then 10 years after that, like, here I am. I'm a gigging musician. I have a full-time job, but I also have kids. So all that, like, I have to do all that stuff, right? I have to be a parent first. But I've got a healthy, side hustle, playing music and hosting this podcast and all that stuff. I'm living the dream to the fullest I can right now.
Yeah. Yeah, that's amazing. Yeah. That's really cool. Dude.
But I've got the reason why I told that story is I've got mad respect for your parents to not just either put the kibosh on it and then also not just say, all right, yeah, go ahead, but don't come crying to me when it all falls apart. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like they were able to like provide some wisdom and guide you and tell you kind of how important it was to essentially be your own boss and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And I mean, that whole story just amazes me for sure. You said your mom was an ICU nurse. What did your dad do?
So my dad was a carpenter, master floor layer.
All right.
Yeah. So he was, doing the casinos or going in and doing stuff on people's houses, laying floor and that whole thing. Yep. So he's very handy.
So then how did it go? Where did it go from there? Did you did you ever get your GED or anything like that?
No.
Or no? Okay.
No. Well, so I started off with good intention.
Yeah.
I was a smart kid. I was not organized. So I started doing bad in school because I would lose my homework.
Oh, okay.
So I would be failing classes, but my tests and quizzes were all high A's.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Just couldn't stay organized.
Yep.
But when I left school, I got the big GED book thing. I was like, all right, I'm gonna do this. So I would study during the day, and I would do music in the evening. So I was doing 14-hour days.
Yeah.
Then
sounds like it. Yeah.
But as I started working, and again, I asked my parents, I'm like, hey, so-and-so wants to come over. And I told them that my rate was $30 an hour. Can they come over and pay me to record? And they're like, yeah. Yeah, sure.
And back then, your dad was probably like $30 an hour. That's not too shabby.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And mind you, I want to take this moment to give my brothers props too, because I have two brothers.
Yep.
I have an older and a younger.
Yep.
And as this started happening, now they're in school. I am now not.
Right.
And now these people are coming over the house, these 25, 35, 45 people, like they're coming into the house, and now I'm like playing drums like at all hours of the night, and I gotta like put a hard stop at 9:30 so they can go to sleep, and all of this cacophony that's going on. And they were also incredibly supportive of my drive, because like you just have a normal house, and then all of a sudden you've got these bands, these like 25 to 30-year-olds are coming in, and you're sharing pizza and talking music, and they're doing tracks in the basement while my family's eating spaghetti upstairs.
Right.
So they come up to go to the bathroom, and they're like, you want some garlic bread? Like,
I love that. I love that.
No, but I started having clients over, and then it was like, hey, so-and-so wants to come over. Like, I told him my rate is $40 an hour. Like, can they come over?
Yep.
So-and-so's coming over. I told him my rate's $50 an hour. Can they come over? And so I started, the more I did that, of course, the better I got at doing it, and the more I improved my own playing as well. And so I saw relatively early on, I was like, I have the potential to build a major skill set.
Sure.
I got my 10,000 hours in years ahead of a lot of kids that I went to school with.
Right. Yep.
Because I was spending every day, all night, all day. I never hung out with anybody, never went to parties. I never did anything except this.
That's crazy.
So I was able to hone that skill set, and I was like, I don't need the GED.
Right.
Like, I could do so many things. I do freelance AV work. I do corporate AV work. I've managed like big facilities, in the sports stadiums where I'm managing the audio, the video, the lighting, the networking.
Right.
AV over IP. All of that stuff I learned because I was interested in it, and I did it on my own time.
That's awesome. I love that. Yeah. And what do you attribute your hard work towards, like, with that stuff? I mean, like, it seems like such a high mountain to climb, right? Is it just like the passion for learning it? Because yes, it's music related, but like recording and the engineering stuff, it's not playing music. So were you just as equally passionate about the recording of it as you were with the playing of it?
Yeah. I would say that I'm kind of a passionate guy.
Yeah.
Like a philosophy that I've had since I was young was if I'm going to do something, I am going to do it.
Okay.
To me, part of the joy is the process of refinement
Okay.
in anything, whether that's playing computer games with my brothers and I wanted to get really good and like beat all the levels, or it's playing music or recording, or I can't cook very well.
Okay. Do you have a desire to cook?
Well, here's the thing. My wife is like the greatest cook of all time.
And she's blowing up on TikTok right now too.
Yeah, she's almost at 40K.
I saw that. I was like, holy shit.
Yeah. So, but I can't cook very well.
Right.
But I can make eggs and like breakfast foods really, really well.
Yeah.
The reason I can do that is because every day for like 6 months, I ate 3 eggs in the morning. I would wake up and I would practice. I'm I'm going to make the perfect eggs. I'm going to make the perfect potatoes.
Nice.
It's part of my routine to like iterate and improve.
Okay.
So I'm a passionate guy. And then also I love sound probably as much or more than I love music. I love the physics behind vibration and that everything is vibration in some way, shape, or form. So every part of sound and the oral world, I'm so fascinated.
Really?
Yeah, just the fact that the mechanics of this podcast, right? We're speaking into a piece of metal that the air pressure is moving back and forth, which we're changing to an electric current going through the cable, which then is getting changed into ones and zeros by your interface, going into your computer, reconfiguring itself, and then the reverse process. Somebody is either playing on a phone speaker or in headphones, and there is components in there that are then moving that air again.
It's great. And to do it in a way to replicate like the sound of my voice compared to the sound of your voice. We all don't just sound like robots. Like it somehow does it to replicate it perfectly. It's crazy.
Yeah. So I am so fascinated by all of that. And then I start going down the rabbit hole, like light is vibration too, but it's just really, really fast. So we're seeing it and we're not hearing it. I think being home and like homeschooling myself and then abandoning it was the greatest thing that could have ever happened to me because I was able to follow my natural curiosity.
Okay.
I didn't have to go learn history. I don't like history because it's all memory. Like I can figure out a math equation
type stuff.
I can do the math. I can check my work. I can't check my work on history.
Right.
You know, so I never spent time.
You can't like improve upon it.
No, right. So I never learned a lot of history.
That's amazing.
I didn't learn a lot of like the English, like literature sort of things. Like I loved math and I loved physics. And so I spent the time on the things that I wanted to do. I spent my time like climbing trees and being out in nature.
Right. That's
playing.
So cool. Yeah.
So I just went really narrow and deep on all the things that I liked.
It's great that you found is not the right word. I think maybe realized that it was just like, even at such a young age, you were like, look, I'm not that guy. Like I want to do it. I don't want to read about it and say I know it. I want to do it.
Yeah.
And then I can say I know it.
Yeah.
Which I think is amazing, And for you to have like the mental capacity to understand that about yourself, I think it's a testament to obviously your own will, right? And fruition, if that's the right word, but also the way like your parents raised you, right? To give you, like, I'm talking when you were like 3 or 4, they probably gave you a certain set of guide rails, but they probably also said, well, let him figure it out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think it's amazing. I mean, I was raised in like a pretty overbearing household where we had rules, and if you followed them, you were not, we weren't like hit or anything, but you were made to feel pretty bad. You know what I mean? So it was like there wasn't a whole lot of time or ability for me and my uncle, who was only 2 years older than me, to just figure it out on our own. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We were told what to do, what to like, what to whatever, what to be. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's really interesting.
Yeah.
One like big overarching rule at my parents, I don't know if it was a rule, but it was just like an MO. Everything was reason based. Like as a kid, you are not smarter than your parents.
Right.
But it was, you want something? Okay, explain yourself. If you can come up with a good enough reason why you want to stay out until 9 instead of 8, why you want to sleep over your friend's house, why you want this game, whatever it was, you could have a debate about it and make your case.
Right.
Sure. which reflects in me leaving school. Because it was like, no, absolutely not. But then I stated my case, and I came with reason, and I thought about it, and I made a mature decision. And sometimes I just want something, and it's like, no, that's stupid.
Because it's cool.
There's right. That's not good enough.
Why do you want that jacket? Because it's cool.
Yeah. Well, good luck. If you really like want it, need the jacket. Yeah, but you just want it because you want it. That's silly. No, go ahead.
Right.
So
that's great. I love it. That's fantastic. I'm gonna try to do that with my own kids. I've got 2 young kids, 2 girls, ages 10 and 12.
Oh wow.
And and we do have a rule because I was always kind of afraid to talk to my parents and my grandparents. We all lived under the same roof. I was always kind of afraid to like talk to them about stuff or tell them about stuff, especially if I got in trouble. Like if I got in any kind of trouble, it was always like, how do I make sure my mom doesn't find out? Where I want the exact opposite for my kids. Like I tell my kids, you can tell me anything. You will not get in trouble for telling me something. If I find out about it later and you didn't tell me, now we have an issue. But like, and I'll be silly with them, and I'll be like, I don't care if you murdered somebody.
Right.
Just come and tell me so then we can figure out what to do.
Yes. Yes. So, the joke that is present in any strong, healthy relationship, as one should say.
Right, exactly. So anyway.
Oh, that's awesome.
But no, I'm gonna have them state their case when they ask for stuff. That's a great idea.
Because you'll be surprised. Like it makes, because you don't have a case at first. Like when you are presented that option as a kid, you're like, I didn't know that was a thing.
Right.
I thought it was just beg.
Yeah.
And maybe I'll get it.
But
I'm like, oh, well, I should pick my battles too.
Right.
I don't want to just go start asking for everything. Like I pretty much have a guaranteed yes.
Right.
If I actually really want it.
Yeah. If you can state it and explain why it's so important to you.
So I'm only going to ask when I know I really want it, because then like I'm probably going to get a yes.
That's really cool. That's awesome. I love that. All right, cool. Enough psychology now.
I could talk about anything, man.
No, I'm like that too. Like Leanne and I, she's a talker too. So a lot of times Leanne and I will be, we'll be downstairs chilling, and we'll just have random conversations for like 2 hours on the random stuff. But anyway, I do want to give your wife a plug real quick, because I did notice on TikTok that you guys do. And I don't want to downplay it, but the only way I know how to explain it is like you guys do like silly stuff in her posts. She'll start singing some random like kind of pop punk song, and you'll be in the background. Then all of a sudden you guys start just like going nuts, like lip syncing to it, which is hilarious. I love it. So maybe give a little shout out to your wife and how people can kind of like find her TikTok and what's happening there and all that stuff.
Oh yeah,
she is blowing up for sure.
She is blowing up. Now let me make sure I get the handle right before I start gushing, because you give me the floor to talk about my wife, and there goes the rest of the podcast. I'll talk about her forever. Okay, so it is just Jera. It's at Jera on TikTok. Jera.
Jera. Okay.
Yeah, and yeah, we do those silly videos, and I will upplay it, if you will.
Right, sure. Yep.
So that stemmed from us that's just what we do at the house.
Okay.
It's
something you kind of already did.
She would come home from work, and have the car radio blasting, and she would roll down the windows and like crank it as she's pulling in to see if I would hear it, if I would come out. And so if I'm open the door and she's like on the roof of the car, like just rocking out. We'd have a dance party.
I love it.
And so we started to do that, and it's taking the joy that we continue to spark in our relationship and just putting it out there.
Fantastic.
And people seem to really enjoy that.
They really do. The first one I think I saw was you guys shoveling snow after we got that big snow.
That's the biggest one, the big viral one.
Yeah,
that one has like, I don't know, 3 million or something or more hits on it. It's 30 Seconds to Mars, and Jared Leto saw it.
Oh, did he really?
And he liked it, and he commented on it, and he shared it to his people. He did a repost.
That's amazing.
So yeah, we just like, and it's funny because people think that they're staged, and like they're really not, because I really am working. I really am eating, and I can get my own little bubble.
She just comes out of nowhere with her phone.
Yeah. That's like, I'm in, because it's not. I'm used to her bouncing around in the house, so I'm not even thinking. I'm not like trying to prep myself.
Right.
That's just us.
Yeah.
And I'm really thankful for it, because it does keep that spontaneity of our relationship going, and to see people resonate with it is really cool. It's fun, you know.
It makes you feel good. You know what I mean?
Great.
You know, it's awesome. How long have you guys been together?
We've been together. We'll be married 2 years in August.
Nice. Congratulations.
Thank you. It will be 6 years together. I guess we just passed. It was sort of fluid, but we've been together about 6 years, married for 2.
Okay, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's great. That's awesome. I love it. And no kids yet, right?
No kids yet.
All right, awesome. I'm not going to put that pressure on you. Anyway, no, that's great. Okay, so I know we're going on almost an hour already.
Sweet.
Anything else you wanted to talk about? And, you know, the floor's yours. Did you know, if you have any gigs you got coming up or any other projects you're working on, feel free to just shout it out and let us know.
Yeah. So I just revamped my Patreon recently. Mm-hmm. And so that is, it's just patreon.com/j.o.e.
Oh, okay.
Official. It's kind of like,
is there a dot after the E?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. It's kind of like Her. You ever hear the artist Her?
Yes.
It's like that, but Joey.
Okay.
At Patreon, and
what's I mean, I know the purpose of Patreon, but what's kind of your objective with that? What do people get?
So it's sort of diverges. There's the first half of the Patreon, which is all of the things that I think are too vulnerable to just throw on Facebook.
Okay.
I kind of do a little bit of a long format thing on Facebook. You know, we're getting into some psychology stuff. Mm-hmm. I can get pretty deep into it. Another one of my passions is that sort of thing, that kind of esoteric stuff.
Great.
And so I talk about that stuff on the Patreon. I show a lot of the process, the spontaneity of my songwriting and engineering on the Patreon as well. I'm going to be doing live streams on there that are exclusive to that platform. Yep. Alternate versions of songs. And then if you are up a couple tiers, you actually get to vote on some things like merch releases or what song I'm going to put out next.
Nice.
What demo I should turn into a release. Mm-hmm. And then I have some tiers that are for people that might be interested in collaborating in a studio sense with me. Okay. So I have a tier that's 50 where you get a free, but you get a mastered song as part of your monthly patronage. Nice. And that's like a one-on-one situation. I even have things where if you want me to mix a record of yours as part of your support, you get all of that stuff, and I mix a record with you.
That's amazing.
So it's sort of all encompassing there, but really just to try to bring to have a more direct connection with people instead of through these giant billion-dollar situations, and have more of a community-focused approach.
And that sort of thing's so important. I mean, and I hope I don't sound braggy, but I've got like 6,500 followers on Facebook, but like I think maybe 100 people see my posts. You know what I mean? If that, you know, because, you know how they say you're supposed to really bombard social media when you're putting out a song.
Yeah.
So that's what I did. I mean, leading up to my latest song, Devil on My Shoulder, stream it everywhere.
There you go.
I bombarded Facebook like 2 times a day for 2 weeks, you know, and then I put out another post today, and like my old track coach from high school that I've been friends with on Facebook for a long time, he comments today. He's like, "Oh, hey, I just heard this and just saw this. I added it to my playlist." I'm like, "Oh, thank you so much." But like, I have been bombarding Facebook for weeks. And this guy, and he's on Facebook quite a bit, right? And he just now sees my post like weeks later, you know, weeks after the song came out, because I put out a new post today.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's crazy how the algorithm works.
It's a couple people have started calling it interest media rather than social media.
It's a very good point. Yep.
And it's so true because you can put out 2 posts a day and you're going to hit a new audience every single time.
Yeah.
You know, you might, or you can hit the same couple people each time. It's very odd how that whole thing works. And so you kind of can't, I mean, you can, but you can't oversaturate really on especially on the more for you focused apps like Instagram and TikTok and all of those. It's like you kind of just got to throw it all at the wall.
You have to.
And not stop promoting your music just because you have new music coming out.
Right.
Songs from 6 months ago, a year ago, 2 years ago. Maybe their time is now. Maybe people on the algorithm are geared toward that message now. And you can put a post out and that could be the one that resonates with people.
Have you, and this is a question about like how your social media presence, right? Like what do you particularly do when you've got a song coming out? Do you I assume you hit TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. What does your social media strategy look like for a new song?
The main thing that I do when I have a song coming out is suck at social media.
You're the wrong guy. I'm going to ask your wife.
Yeah, really. And what's funny, dude, about that is like I've gotten more followers on TikTok from the runoff from her page. And I told her, I was like, don't promote my stuff. Like that's not what this is for. This is for what makes us happy, what makes you happy. Like do your thing. But because I'm tagged, people will be like, "Oh, who's that guy? That is his. Oh, it's the husband. Let me check out his." And so my page has grown because of that alone. But what I've been trying to gear myself more toward it because I'm not a very internet focused guy. I love technology, but the internet or social media, I'm not really that way. If I could go screw off and carry a fruit basket on my head and live in a teepee for my whole life, I really would do that.
Okay.
I would, at the drop of a hat, I would be gone. But that's not the world that we're living in.
Right.
So I gotta be involved, and that's one of my shortcomings is organic social.
Gotcha.
So what I would like to do now that I have music coming out and I plan on releasing upwards of 10 songs this year is I plan to finish the song and then batch create some content as a part of a runway.
Okay.
So that way I can start making some posts, I can put the song out, and then I have a backlog of material that I can use to promote it afterwards. And
it's great that you've got some of that behind the scenes stuff because the proverbial they say that you should have like a little bit of behind the scenes stuff and then some live performance stuff and then you just talking to the camera and whatever.
It's tough to know what people like. What I'm really doing personally is I'm trying not to spread myself too thin because of my wife's TikTok account. That's where I'm spending a decent amount of my time. And what I'm trying to do is put out a bunch of different types of content where I'm just talking about the song. Maybe I'm playing it. Maybe it's the recording. Maybe it's the music and I'm just standing in my yard. Like whatever I can think of.
Yeah, sure.
And see what
hits.
What hits. Yeah, diversify it and then double down on the stuff that seems to be working. And once you find something to double down on, continue that iteration process from there.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I don't know.
We'll see. Yeah. We'll see what happens.
We'll see. Yeah. We'll check back if I ever get an alumni visit on the podcast. I'll let you know how it's going.
For sure. All right. Awesome. Okay. Cool. How can people find you on social media? Where should they go?
Yeah. So you can find me on TikTok. It's look at this. I'm gonna have to go look at my handles. Yeah. It is j.o.e.official. My website is joe-official.com.
Okay.
Facebook, it's just my name. It's just Joey DiTullio on Facebook, and
Instagram,
and it's Joey DiTullio on Instagram as well.
Awesome. Yep. Awesome. Very cool. All right, you're gonna play a couple songs for us?
Yeah, I'd love to.
What songs do you want to play? Any idea?
Yes, I'm torn between a couple. I'm playing two, right?
Yeah, 2 songs, and if you want to just, if you want to give our listeners a little bit of an idea of what they might be about.
Yeah,
and then you can intro them after we set up for the performance. But yeah, so what songs do you think you're going to play, and what are they about? Unless you want to surprise my listeners and play whatever the hell you want.
No, I'd be happy to talk about it. This is the exact moment that I'm picking the songs right now.
Gotcha. Yep.
Okay, so the 2 songs I'm going to play.
It's like trying to pick which children you love better.
Yeah. Well, I'm also trying to think transparently about like the state of my voice.
Oh, okay.
Because weirdly enough, I didn't sleep last night.
Oh no.
I was up all night. I was just working. I was mixing a record, and I was working on a website. I was doing a lot of things. So my voice is in a bit of a lower register. So I don't know if I can do the things I really want to do.
I hear you.
So the songs I'm going to play, the one is the single I released last year called Unhappy People.
Okay.
I'm going to do a cooler, little stripped down, lower acoustic version of that. And Unhappy People is sort of the mantra I use to stay self-motivated. Like my parents had told me, I don't want to just wake up and be in a situation that I don't like. I don't want to be in a hole that I have to dig myself out of.
Yep.
I don't want to wake up and be in a job that I don't like, that isn't that is taking away from my soul. I don't want to be in a position where I want to make sure I'm minimizing regret at all times.
Okay.
And looking out at the world, unfortunately, I see a lot of that happening. There's a lot of people that feel stuck. There's a lot of people that have regrets or feel like there's no option. And seeing that makes me feel so strongly about continuing what I'm doing.
Yep.
Because if I at least have the opportunity to fail at it, I have to try, because it's a disservice to all the other people that maybe aren't in quite the position that I'm in.
No, that makes perfect sense. Yep. Awesome.
The other song I'm going to play, I don't have a name for it yet. The working title is just I Want to Quit My Job, and it's sort of along the same lines.
Okay. Yep.
But in the form of a love letter to my wife.
Oh, cool.
So it's about there came a point in my relationships similar to my relationship with music where it was like, this is all I want to spend my time doing.
Yep.
I know I want to play music. I don't care if I'm living in a box. I'd rather live in a box and play music than not play music.
Gotcha.
And same thing when I think about Jera, I want to spend all of my time with her. I want to spend every day with her. I can't wait to go back home and see her tonight.
That's awesome.
And this song is about that. It's saying that I would quit my job. I would go and live in the woods. I would do anything to maximize the time that I get to spend with you.
That's fantastic. I love that. Thank you so much for being on the podcast. I appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Man.
This song is called I Want to Quit My Job. 1, 2, 3. I quit my job to come back to you, go broken, hungry, homeless too, it's true.
There's nothing else I'd rather do than everything and nothing next to you. I think that I'm doing this all wrong. Being here is supposed to be fun. I think I lost my head, but I've started to make sense. If I'm crazy, let me be all by myself, unless you're crazy with me too. I wish that love would fuel the world, but somehow taxing's easier to do. More than enough to go around. We act like we're not selfish, yeah, me too. I think that we're doing this all wrong. Now I listen to my heart even when it's not beating strong. I'd give up all my friends if I had any friends, and then trade whatever else I could so we could live out in the woods, me and you. Someday I'll get over it. I'll wake up from this dream and still you'll be there next to me. The rules are in my mind, I make them up all of the time. How can I only see when I'm playing this guitar? I think that I'm doing this all wrong. Being here is supposed to be fun. I'm holding on so tight and I won't go into that night. Gently I'll burn it bright, I'm burning bright. I'm not an old man yet, you might as well just call me dead. 'Cause you grow old when you stop loving, yes you do. And I love you, I love you. Oh, I love you.
Nice. Beautiful. That was fantastic.
All right, let's do that. This song is called Unhappy People.
It's the saddest scene, everyone around, well, they can't see how far they're down. Stuck in a loop, stuck in a hole. Can't break the chains their demons hold. Unhappy people, they're tired and they sleepwalk, wasting their days, stuck in their ways. Unhappy people, just unhappy people. Everywhere I turn, I don't want to turn into them unhappy people, them unhappy people. I'll never be one of them. But if it's too late and it's got my neck and I'm off my head, can't take a breath, I'm looking up so far go. I'm giving up. Can't make them all, but rather be uncomfortable than figure it out. Stress is a familiar friend, I'll never end up leaving him. It figures out. Rather be uncomfortable than figure it out. I gotta be practical and plan it out and take my time and hesitate and fuck it up. It's what they want, so I can be stuck. He's one of them unhappy people. They're tired and they sleepwalk, wasting their days, stuck in their ways. Unhappy people, just unhappy people. Everywhere I turn, I don't wanna turn into them unhappy people, them unhappy people. I'll never be one of them. Unhappy people, they're tired and they sleepwalk, wasting their days, stuck in their ways. Unhappy people, just unhappy people. Everywhere I turn, I don't want to turn into them unhappy people, them unhappy people. I'll never be one of them.
Nice. I love it. That was fantastic, brother. Fantastic.
Thanks. Thank you.
All right.